Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. In our previous lecture, we talked about relative clauses that were also called adjective clauses. Now, today, inshallah Rahman, we will discuss about noun clauses and adverb clauses. First of all, I will tell you that what's a noun clause. Noun clause, it's actually a group of words having a subject and verb of its own, and it acts as a noun in the sentence. Dear students, I will tell you some important rules how you can support a noun clause in a sentence. Dear students, rule number first, if before the subordinate clause, first, what is subordinate clause? Subordinate clause is also called a dependent clause, and it does not give us a complete meaning. It does not give us a complete thought in itself. No doubt it has a subject and verb combination. Dear students, if before the subordinate clause or after the subordinate clause is, am, or was, where, be is used, it will be a noun clause only. You will understand this with the help of examples. Here, example number first. My dream is that nobody knows it. Look here carefully, dear students. My dream is that nobody knows it. That nobody knows it. This is subordinate clause or dependent clause, but it will act as a noun clause. It will act as a noun clause because before this subordinate clause is used. जो यहाँ पे आपको मैंने बताया. Second example, that she had been to London was unknown. That she had been to London, this is noun clause. This subordinate clause will act as a noun clause because after this subordinate clause was has been used. Another example, your problem was that nobody understood you. Here, that nobody understood you, this will act as a noun clause. This is actually a dependent or subordinate clause, but this will act as a noun clause in the sentence because before this noun clause was has been used. Okay, very easy. Second rule is also very easy how you can support noun clause in a sentence. My dear students, if the principal clause is incomplete, the subordinate clause will be a noun clause only. Look here, dear students. My life is what nobody knows it. My life is, this is incomplete principal clause. This is principal clause because it does not have any conjunction or a joining word before or after it. That's why this is principal. This will act as a principal clause, but it is incomplete. Okay, what nobody knows it, this portion, this is subordinate clause or dependent clause, but it will act as a noun clause because I told you that if the principal clause is incomplete, the subordinate clause will be definitely a noun clause. Very easy. Now let's move towards the rule third. Ask what question to the principal clause. If you get answer in subordinate clause, it will be a noun clause. Very good, very easy. Dear students, you have to ask the question to the principal clause. You will ask a question, what question? Frame what question from the principal clause, and if you will get answer in the subordinate clause, it will be definitely a noun clause. Here, very easy example. She knows that I am a fool. She knows, this is principal clause. That I am a fool, this is subordinate clause, but this will act as a this noun clause. Why? Because we can frame the question, what question from the principal clause of this sentence. For example, what does she know? Answer, that I am a fool. That's why it will act as a noun clause because we got the answer of what question in the subordinate clause. Okay, another example. Peter wants to explain why he is late. Dear students, this is principal clause. Why he is late, this is subordinate clause or dependent clause. Here we can frame a question. What question from this principal clause? For example, what does Peter want to explain? And if we will get answer in the subordinate clause like why he is late, so we get answer in the noun clause. That's why this dependent clause or subordinate clause will act as a noun clause. Okay, dear students, this was all about noun clauses. Now let's move towards adverb clauses. Look here, my dear students. Adverb clause. First of all, my dear students, I will tell you that what is an adverb. An adverb actually gives us information about verbs, adverbs, or adjectives. For example, always, slowly, very, enough, unfortunately, hundreds and thousands of examples. Okay, now let's move towards adverb clauses. An adverb clause plays the role of an adverb in a sentence. Very easy definition. What is an adverb clause? An adverb clause plays the role of an adverb in a sentence. Look here, my dear students, an adverb clause begins with a subordinating conjunction. I have told you earlier that what is a subordinating conjunction. My dear students, subordinating conjunction is actually a conjunction that links dependent clause to an independent clause, or an independent clause to a dependent clause. Okay, dear students, first important point you have to note about the adverb clauses is that it begins with a subordinating conjunction. Second, ask when, where, why, how question to the principal clause. जैसे कि हमने noun clause में we framed what question from the principal clause and we got the answer in the subordinate clause. In the same way, you have to ask when, where, why, how question to the principal clause, and you will get the answer in the subordinate clause. That will be definitely an adverb clause. My dear students, here I told you that an adverb clause always begins with a subordinating conjunction, and I told you that subordinating conjunction actually joins or links this dependent clause to an independent clause. Here I will give you some examples of subordinating conjunctions. You have to remember these things. Subordinating conjunctions: after, as soon as long as, before, by the time, now that, once, till, since, until, when, whenever, while, though, although, even though, where, wherever, if, only if, unless, even if, because, how, that, which, who, whom, etc. These are all subordinating conjunctions. Now look here, dear students, how to spot an adverb clause in a sentence. It begins with a subordinating conjunction. जैसे कि आपको मैंने पहले ही बताया यहाँ पे that adverb clause always begins with a subordinating conjunction. First important point. Second tip, how we can spot an adverb clause. They can be placed at the beginning, okay, middle, or end of a sentence. They can be situated around. This means we can situate them around. Situate around means we can place them beginning, at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end, and there will be no any this change in meaning in the sentence. Third important tip, if adverb clause comes first, then put a comma after that. Okay, adverb clause अगर पहले आता है तो उसके बाद comma डालना है. If it comes in between, then we have to separate it from the rest of the sentence by using two commas. And if it comes at the end, then no comma is used. Now examples: I missed the train because my alarm did not go off. This is an adverb clause because it started with the subordinating conjunction. Because, और दूसरा यहाँ पे important point, it came after this and यहाँ पे adverb clause came at the end. That's why we didn't put comma here. Okay, after the chores are done, we will watch a movie. After the chores are done, we will watch a movie. This is an adverb clause because it started with the subordinate conjunction after, and secondly we separated it from the rest of the sentence by using a comma, because I told you that if adverb clause will come first, we have to separate it by using a comma. Another example: my brother, when he is hungry, start yelling, start selling. यहाँ पे when he is hungry, this is adverb clause because it starts with the subordinating conjunction when. Besides, we separated this adverb clause because it came in the middle with the help of two commas. Here one comma and here another comma. Dear students, this was all about the adverb clauses and noun clauses. But I forgot one important point relating the noun clauses. I told you that how we can support a noun clause in a sentence, but there I forget one important point, that rule number 4 for how to this support a noun clause. Dear students, look for the words how, if, that, or wh words, who, whom, whoever, whomever, what, whatever, where, wherever, whichever, why and whether. That will be a noun clause. So आपको ये words भी remember याद रखने हैं. If these will be in the subordinate clause or dependent clause, if these words have been used, that will be definitely a noun clause. For example, I'm not interested in whatever you say. Whatever you say, this will act as a noun clause because here whatever has been used. I told you here that if these words are used like whatever or these words, so that will be definitely a noun clause. This was all about the today's topic. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.